This video is about just how helpful the Suit of Swords is to a tarot reader. As a tarot pro, I'm always not pleased, but it's mighty helpful if a client has a lot of sword cards in their reading because the Suit of Swords represents our mind, and our mindset is directly related to how we experience the world and the kind of life we are creating. So if there are lots of suits, the Suit of Swords, I know I can be really helpful to a client. And I'm going to give some sort of background information about how to interpret some cards really, really practically. At the moment, my book, there it is, Tarot, A Life Guided by the Cards, is on sale on Amazon. So if you fancy grabbing yourself a copy, it's there. If you buy direct from me in the run up to Christmas, I can gift wrap it and send it straight to the gift recipient's address if you make that clear when ordering. So let's have a look at the suit then. If you want to understand a suit, the best thing to do, there are three cards that will really help you to understand the feel of a suit. And they are, of course, the ace to begin with. Now, I just love the Ace of Swords. There it is, one sword. That to me, swords is like wands. One is fantastic and inspiring and exciting, but by the time we get to 10, it's a bit too much. It's a bit of overload. It's a bit of overwhelming burden. The single Ace of Swords. This is a really positive and powerful card. That sword thrust through the crown. That's the material world. If you're of a certain age, you're probably familiar with The Emperor's New Clothes, the story. If you're not, Google it and see. But it's about how thinking for ourselves can see through problems and issues in the world around us. And then either side of that crown, we have a laurel branch for victory and an olive branch for peace. I mean, what a wonderful outcome, both to be successful and peaceful success. That's what truth can bring us. So the Ace of Swords is a really powerful card. The next important card to look in any suit is the 3. Now, to me, the 3 there's different names for 3: the flowering of the suit, the fruit of the suit, early harvest of the suit, but you get a feel for what this suit will bring you. Now, the 3 of Swords has been lazily nicknamed a breakup. Actually, if we really look at the image, what we have is an open, unguarded heart, and we have the swords thrust through the center of the heart. Now, if the sword represents our thoughts and our words, then this is emotionally honest communication. Whether that is with another person, whether that's with ourselves, perhaps through journaling. And I think one of the reasons this has been nicknamed the breakup card is because that very often before a breakup, one partner or the other will say, "We need to talk." So to me, this does not mean breakup, though it certainly can do. To me, this is emotional honesty, emotional vulnerability, being honest about how we feel. And if you're really trying to get to grips with the overview of a suit, then we have to look at the 10. And, the 10 of Swords, it's not the best of cards in the deck. It's not the worst. I'm going to bring that on in a minute. If you've been following my videos for a while, you'll see that I consider the darkest card in the deck is 6 of Cups. Well, the most dangerous card in the deck, I think, is the 9 of Swords. So the 9 of Swords is where our own thoughts, sometimes it's directly related to someone else's words. If you're in an abusive or a gaslit situation, it certainly can be. But to me, the 9 of Swords, it is overwhelm, but even more than that, it's despair. It's feeling that life is futile. If we just have a look at those swords, and this is why I love the artist Pamela Coleman Smith, because I just think her details are so amazing. The way the handles interlock, creating almost like a basket weave. The way that we cannot see the end of the swords. We can't see a way to prize them apart. We can't see how or when this will end. This is, to me, a truly dangerous card. It is when our thoughts, or perhaps someone else's words, have created a prison for our mind, and we genuinely cannot see a way through this. Um, we all get there in small ways at different times in our lives. But if you've been in a traumatic situation, if you've been, through something really difficult, then this can be when the world has moved on and you're now out of the trauma. You're now in a safe space, but you don't believe it. You can't see your way through it. And I think there is a lot of reflection between the suit of wands and the suit of swords, because to me the nine of wands is about trauma and PTSD, and the nine of swords is about being locked in a mindset that may not reflect your actual life at this point, because it is a prison created by the mind. And the danger with that is, even when life changes, you don't recognize it. Even when people are offering you help, you don't see it, because you cannot escape your own mind. You can't run away from your own mind. It is there all the time. So to me, to truly understand the 10, we have to understand the 9 first. Now, the problem with the Nine of Swords is you cannot outthink your own mind. Okay, no amount of affirmations, no amount of talking therapy will really get you out of this Nine of Swords, because it's your mind that's created the prison. So you can't use the mind to get you out. Now, I'm not saying that journaling and talking therapy and such like aren't helpful and supportive. They're not enough. The Ten of Swords shows us what will get us out of the 9. So the in the Ten of Swords, the body is feeling the swords. Now, there's the book, the body holds keeps the score. We've got, there's lots of research now about how mind and body reflect each other. So one of the best things you can do to get yourself out of the Nine of Swords is to work on your body. That might be a massage, it might be yoga, it might be dancing, it might be warm or cold baths. It is about relaxing the body and allowing the body to release some of that mental stress. And then we've got the water here. It is about sitting with your emotions and feeling the emotions. Because the problem with the Nine of Swords, when we look at those swords, is they are too tight. You cannot just use your mind to get through this. Okay? You've got to use your emotion, that's the water, and you've got to use your body, which we can see from the way the swords are stuck in them. And this is why when I've got a client in front of me or by Zoom, I will often look at that, show them the cards, describe the imagery. It can really help a client to see how what I'm saying is reflected in the cards. And so, often when we say things, a client thinks, well, they're saying that because they want to be nice or they want to help. But then when we show them the cards and they can see how they are absolutely feeling, and a way through to start to get through this reflected in the cards, suddenly having that visual imagery along with the words can be really powerful. So, to me, don't be scared of these big sword cards. See the wisdom in them, whether it's for yourself or whether it's for someone you're reading for. They hold true, genuine, practical advice. And just sort of following on with this theme, the Four of Swords, I mean, it's a beautiful card. It's a card of peace. It is a card of mental peace, of stilling the mind, clearing the mind. But then when we look at it again, clearly we have the Three of Swords there, because we have three swords hanging over him. And then we have the Ace of Swords underneath. So this is very often about really fear, allowing yourself to consider and contemplate and feel your sadness, your grief, your trauma, sitting with the grief. And being very honest about it. Very often when we've had a tough time, we do one of two things. We completely blame the other person, or we completely blame ourselves. Clients fall into those two categories very often. It's all their fault, it's all my fault. And the healing comes when we are authentic and honest about the balance, that most things we have a role in it too, even if we're just playing the enabler. So to me, the Four of Swords is about being emotionally honest about our situation and about seeing the truth and owning it and accepting it. And that is why the Four of Swords is such a powerful card. And if it's a key card for a client, and if they're struggling with the concept, I'll do this. I'll get the Three of Swords out. I'll get the Ace of Swords out. I may even get the Nine out of Swords out and the Ten of Swords out and talk about the journey of the Suit of Swords. Because some clients, yes, they come to me and they want just a pure prediction, though they can get quite irritated with me on that because I will always say the future's not fixed. But a lot of my regular clients now, they use the cards as a sort of a spiritual counseling tool. And I think that's when they change lives. So I hope that's been helpful. I will definitely be sharing a longer video soon about how to understand what someone else is feeling, but that's a bit more in depth. So I need to have the time in my schedule to be able to do that.